Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So today I want to talk to you about why you need to travel more. I want to tell you a story of my first big travel adventure, and then towards the end I want to tell you just some of the benefits of traveling, and if you've got children, you've got a family, encouraging them to travel as much as possible. So let's get into it. So I just turned 18 in Australia and I'd finished my high school, and I thought, okay, what am I going to do now? Am I going to go to university? Am I going to get into a trade? I wasn't really sure. So I decided to take a gap year, and I thought, okay, I'm going to travel. And I didn't really know where. So I looked around, I happened to find a travel guide for Canada, and so I just decided I'll go to Canada. So I got a work visa that would allow me to work in Canada legally for 1 year. I booked a ticket. I had total about $12,000 in savings to my name, and I'd been saving that up for a long time. I'd been saving it penny by penny, and that was really everything. So I booked my ticket. I remember the flight over there was over 25 hours. I arrive in Vancouver and I have no idea really what's going on. Somehow I get on different buses, I find my way into the city. I end up staying in a backpackers hostel, and at that point I was up to about $20 a night. That was my limit. Anything over that I wouldn't be able to afford it. So I ended up staying in Vancouver for about 3 weeks, and then I went to Whistler in the summer. It wasn't yet snowing, so it was just mountain biking. And after that I went to Banff, and then I started moving across Canada. I got on a train. I ended up staying in, I think, Saskatchewan. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And then I got to Ontario and then Montreal, and I ended up arriving in Toronto. Now, it was in Toronto that my work would actually begin. And I thought, okay, what job am I gonna get? What do I know how to do? And at that stage of my life, didn't really have any experience. I was 18 years old. So the first job I applied for was a busboy at a new bar which had just opened. I think it's on Queen Street in Toronto. I think that's the street where they have all the restaurants and bars. And the bar was called Filthy McNasty's. That was the name, Filthy McNasty's. And it had just opened, and it was very exciting. We met the owner. He came in. He was this charismatic guy who had all of these franchises, these sports bars. And I started off as a busboy. So I was collecting everyone's drinks, and I couldn't have been too good at my job because they ended up letting me go after about a week. They didn't officially let me go, they just stopped telling me to come in. And so after that, my next job was dishwashing at What a Bagel. Now, What a Bagel, that's what I started doing. I would wash the dishes, and I was pretty good at washing dishes, so I got promoted to cutting the bagels. And then after that, I saw a new opportunity. It was to work at a salad bar called Lettuce Eatery. Now, Lettuce Eatery had just opened. They had 2 branches in Toronto. And I remember meeting the owner, and he was a young guy. He couldn't have been more than 26, 27 years old. Charismatic guy, knew what he wanted, had this big vision for this salad franchise. And so I got a job there making the salads behind the counter, and I was at their second outlet. And that franchise ended up becoming Freshie. So you might have heard of Freshie. It's now all over the world. It's a big franchise, but I was at the second one that started when it was called Lettuce Eatery. So I worked there for a number of months, and I was living down near the beach in an apartment, and outside my window was the CN Tower. I remember just looking out my window every day, and that's what I saw. So it was just a great experience. And the reason why it made such a great impression upon me is because I saw now a lot more possibilities for my life. I saw so much variety and just so many different things there that I would not have seen if I just stayed in my home city of Perth, Australia. So after that, I went to university, I dropped out of university, started a business. As soon as I had the financial means to travel, that's what I did. I booked a flight to Asia, started going to Asia, started going to the USA, and then I built in events into my business model, partly because I love to travel. I wanted to host events all around the world. And so for the next almost decade, 6 years, whatever it was, I was traveling just constantly, always on the road. I love to travel, and here's why I think you should travel more. And if you got kids, encourage them to travel more. So let me come to the point. Why should you travel more? When you travel, you're going to see possibilities that you just don't get if you're watching it on video or reading about it online. By having these experiences yourself in different countries, experiencing the locals and how they live and what they do, it's going to open up your possibilities, and it's just going to make you see a much bigger vision for yourself. It really will. That had a real impact on me when I was 18. I spent 8 months on the road backpacking across Canada. I lived on a complete budget. I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't live like that now, but at that age I did, and I don't regret it one bit. I spent all my money, everything that I'd ever saved. I ended up having to, I got stuck over there and needed to borrow a little bit of money to get back. But again, I don't regret it. And I think that if you've got kids and they're at that age where they finished high school, they want to go to university, or maybe that's you yourself, spend some time and really go and travel. Travel in your young 20s, travel before you get tied down with all these other obligations in life. But whatever stage you're at in life, travel more, get to see the world. Now, if you haven't been to Costa Rica, of course, I'm a little bit biased. You can come here, check it out, stay at the resort, but go and experience these different countries because it will do wonders for you. What it did for me, the biggest benefit is it just allowed me to see a much bigger vision of what I could achieve in my life, and the things that I went on to do in my 20s, the business that I built, really was a direct result of travel, of going and seeing the world. I just had a big vision for what I wanted to build. So travel more. Now, by the way, if you like these sort of videos, you want to get notified every time a new episode comes out, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time there's a new episode. And also there should be a link somewhere below this video, should be somewhere down there. Click the link, opt in, get on my email list because I share stories, tips, strategies for all kinds of different useful things which I don't talk about in these videos. So if you want to start getting my daily emails, click that link below. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.